Loading. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday. Wow, the week has gone by super quickly. Glad to have everybody here. Excited as Creditor Academy has been really going fast with our back end and our website development and all the amazing new exciting things. I'm excited to discuss many of the updates that are going on here at Creditor Academy and what it means for you. Today's topic is a really exciting one because the title itself is very big. It's the title of this YouTube video is called Discharge Everything in One Transaction. Wow, isn't that amazing? Wouldn't that be nice? All right, I do one process, one time, I'm good for the whole year, right? I'm good for the whole year. I love that. As long as it's guaranteed or has a high expectancy of working each time, which I have high confidence of, then why do anything else? So we're going to talk about that today. First of all, if you're new to Creditor Academy, welcome to the family. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell on our YouTube channel, where you can get all the latest exciting content here at Creditor Academy, as well as the latest updates. I'm your host, Paul Michael Rowland. I am the Dean of Creditor Academy. I've been teaching at Creditor Academy almost 1 year. We are like a couple weeks away from hitting our 1-year anniversary, and I couldn't be more excited about the transformation that we've had here at the Academy. Over 30 full-time staff and growing right now. I think we'll be at 35 by the beginning of next week, Monday. We are hiring new instructors. I'm excited for the new instructors. We're hiring 4 of them. So the Academy is it's essentially done. The lesson plans, the modules, and everything like that, they are written. Now we need to convert it into our software platform called the LMS, the Learning Management System. Our website is already up in live, I think as early as tomorrow. We are doing a small transition for all the people to the Learning Management System. The Learning Management System has a back end to it, and it looks like this. It's really pretty. It's beautiful. So here's our Learning Management System. You're seeing the admin side of it, but here is it. Here's the dashboard and everything. And what we do is we have everything nicely categorized. We have your courses that are here that you can roll into. We have our groups, our educational counselors, our freshman sovereignty course, the latest course here at Creditor Academy, which is freshman year. We have groups for new members, and some other groups that we're adding. We have a growing catalog through each one of the grades here at Creditor Academy. Then our users are growing quite rapidly as well. Right now, we are onboarding 100 learners or students a day. So by tomorrow, this Friday, or the weekend, we should have everybody done. So everybody will have access to Sovereignty 101, the modules. I wanted to go high level into what a module looks like. Everybody's like, Paul Michael, how extensive is the Academy? Well, I'm going to share that with you. This is the blueprint version of Freshman Sovereignty 101, for example. In Freshman Sovereignty 101, there is a total of 5 modules. Let's review Module 1. Module 1 has 5 lesson plans, and each lesson plan has units. So Module 1 has sovereignty and governance, immunity, challenges to sovereignty, and so on. The total course duration for all 5 modules is 150 to 180 hours to complete all 5 modules. This is extensive. So let's take a deep dive into what a module looks like and its lesson plans. So we just looked at Module 1. It has 5 lesson plans. As you can see, this is lesson plan number 1. And the lesson plan has 15 units, We go through content. We have video lessons. We have practice quizzes. We have summaries. We have an assignment. We have a graded quiz at the very end. We title things by lesson title, by learning objective, by lesson coverage and focus area, by correlation, meaning the laws that it does, as well as the lesson time. Each unit underneath each lesson plan takes anywhere between 25 to 45 minutes to complete. And it's got multiple mini case studies there. You know, what I love about learning is having examples, So when you have an example or a mini case study of how this applies to the real world, it's a lot more easier to grasp. All my instructional designers are the ones that put together these courses. There's 15 units in Module 1. There's 13 units in Module 2. There's 9. There's 4. There's 5. 12 units in Module 5. This is all to show you that we take your learning seriously, that we want you to not just graduate at the Academy, but have confidence that you have the basics. You see, the basics to me is to not only know how you got into the system in the first place, which we went over this last Tuesday, but also just how to defend yourself in court or not fall for any of these corporation traps by the state, you know, and to the best offense is a really good defense, as you've heard before. So we don't want you to contract with these franchises any further. So that's that covered in everything in Sovereignty 101. It is all of the basics. It's all of the basics. Now, like I said, at the Academy, we don't just have the basics just in freshman level, but we also have other levels as well. This is the new website that will be posted up tomorrow, Friday, where you'll have the catalog, the calendar, how to contact us, register, membership, and your login portal. Here are the years to graduate through. There's the freshman, which I just mentioned, the Sovereignty 101. Then you have sophomore year. Okay, Paul Michael, I learned the basics of sovereignty. Now I want to take action. I want to learn how to step out of the public and establish your affairs in the private. That's where Become Private comes in. That's your SPC. That's your status correction. That's your ID and badge. You know, everything correlated within the Become Private program. It's extensive. Not only are you going to get access to the documents that you need, but once again, it's modules. The extensiveness of Sovereignty 101 is just extensive as Become Private, as well as not only the extensiveness of the modules, but also the lesson plan from your 4 instructors that you will have. Your instructors are here to teach you everything about each one of these years that you'll be into thoroughly. These are 5 credit equivalent college classes. Okay, so that means that you'll have an instructor 5 days out of the week. Right now, the instructors are going through some training right now and putting together their lesson plans, so they will be ready here in the next coming weeks. So great for you to get in early right now before class fills up. Class fills up fast. Junior year is Operate Privately. This is how you master how to manage private business associations and trusts without relying on the public system. And then finally, senior year, how to access your unlimited credit where you become a true capitalist. We're very excited about the transformation that we made here in the last year of Creditor Academy. It could not have been accomplished without the amazing individuals behind me to support us, but also from viewers like you. I have learned more about this movement having consultations with over 1,000 to 1,200 people over the last year, hearing about every single type of situation. And one of the number one things that I heard was, Paul Michael, how do I discharge all my problems in one transaction? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So without a further ado, let's get into it. Okay. How do you discharge all of your transactions, your financial assignments all at once? Many of you have heard, well, I guess I have to deal with each individual entity, Paul Michael, but if I'm trying to do all the transactions at once, what entity deals with all of them? What's the singular governmental entity that deals with all businesses in America? How many businesses are in America? There's got to be well over a couple 100 million, right? Right? A lot of businesses, huge amounts. So what is the one central entity that deals with the finances of all?
IRS.
Yeah. IRS. Yeah, the Internal Revenue Service. Thank you very much for saying that. What does the Internal Revenue Service do? Well, really what they do is they take the accounting either through your W-2 form, your 1099 form, or maybe if you're dealing with trust or estates, your 1041 form, and then they take that accounting and they go ahead and they extend you a bill. Pay up. Give it to me. It's the taxes. It's the taxes. Taxes are the crucible for how to operate in commerce in America. As you heard I remember this movie. I love this movie. It was Meet Joe Black. Remember Meet Joe Black? That was with, that good-looking actor.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. That's it.
Anthony Hopkins.
And Anthony Hopkins, right? Anthony Hopkins. So Brad Pitt was the representation of death itself, right? And Anthony Hopkins is just an unlucky guy who got paired up with death, right? And basically, as he learns that nothing is guaranteed but death and taxes, and basically what comes about it is a very comical but sad ending. How it comes, I won't ruin it, but I love that movie. But it's by way that we operate in commerce. It's everything. If you want to get loans, you got to show a tax form, whether it's business or personal. If you want to get, if you want to make sure that you're good in good standing with your credit, you got to make sure that your taxes are taken care of. Taxes from the IRS are the burden. It's the reason why we had the Boston Tea Party, right? Taxes. We don't want any of it. We don't even want 1%. Now we're getting taxed like we're breathing air. So if you deal with the taxes, which is the reporting of all of your transactions during the year, it's the car that you bought, it's the house that you mortgaged, it's the things for your business that you needed and the office supplies, it's the payroll that you paid to your staff. You are getting one big bill for all of the taxes that you applied all into one transaction. And that is the largest transaction that most Americans pay for, whether they realize it or not. I remember when I was first starting at Papa Murphy's. You ever had Papa Murphy's pizza? That was one of my first jobs. And I remember it was awesome pizza. Awesome pizza. Take and bake. Take and bake. The only pizza place that took EBT cards, mind you, as well. So that was interesting. But I remember I was I would always get a tax return at the end of the year. I'm like, oh, it's payday. It's my tax return. I'm gonna get like $1,200 or something like that. And I remember my father showed me, I was just like, you realize you paid more in taxes than you're getting back, right? I was like, why am I paying so much? And he's like, I know, son. And it's like, I get it. But what you need is you need deductions, you need expenses, you need to lower this amount of tax. And then that's how you get ahead in life, is how to figure out the tax game. My dad was a tax preparer and an estate planner, so I got quite the education growing up over the years. So over the years, I started businesses. I followed my father's advice. I operated in the statutory, and then I came into the knowledge of the private. And I'm here to tell you the advantages in business and in discharging that comes with the SPC process and the status correction. You're a king. You're a king. You can get whatever it is that you want. And not only can you get whatever you want, it's one thing to get whatever you want, but you live in an impoverished country, right? Right? What's the point or purpose to be the king or the prince of a village that is in poverty? Not a huge advantage. But what if you could have unlimited credits, have the life that you've always wished or could have possibly dreamed in an environment where commerce and the land of opportunity thrives the most, and that is in America? So really, if your only obstacle is the taxes, then let's just deal with the taxes, because the bank will give you whatever you want if you can deal with the taxes. The credit card companies will give you whatever you want with it if you can deal with the taxes. So really, if you focus or shift away from what you have been hearing from other guru channels and say, you know what? I need to stop thinking about how to discharge my mortgage or this car or submit this 1099 form, and focus now on the bigger piece, which is the taxes. I know it's very common in this movement, especially when I first got started. It's like every single channel I went to, it says, don't pay taxes. You don't have to pay taxes. No more personal taxes. You're not a taxpayer. Mr. Montoya, I remember listening to him. Did you know you're not a taxpayer? And I was like, wow, I'm not a taxpayer, Mr. Montoya. That's great. And then what happened? I can't purchase nothing. They all want the tax form. So what's the point or the benefit in not paying taxes if you can't utilize it for the advantage to get higher limits of credit? So that can't be the solution to not deal with taxes and ignore it. It's got to be an exchange. It's got to be an exchange. And I'm here to tell you, the IRS tax code in dealing with negotiable instruments is absolutely clear, as well as the ability to work with a governmental entity that has your master SPC account on file that they can access immediately, that, as you probably have noticed, that no one else has access to. The IRS does, because they're in business with the Treasury Department and the Enterprise Computing Center, which keeps all of the software data about your master account and how your bonds relate to your taxes, right? So if we figure out the taxes, what's the issue with paying them? You're just using a negotiable instrument or anything thereof. Again, not legal advice, entertainment purposes only. But this has been now my focus. It is my focus at the Academy, because, if I'm going to go in any direction with the Academy, I have to be realistic. And realistically, I'm dealing with the general public, and I'm getting a lot about two things that I hear the most. Paul Michael, how do I deal with my personal finances and get higher levels of credit, which is dealing with taxes and loans and stuff like that? And then, Paul Michael, I need remedy today. I'm searching on channel after channel, and I just need remedy today. I don't have time to learn. I don't have time to read a book. I don't even have time to take a class. I need to take action right away. I need you to do an assessment of my situation. And Paul Michael, you're the professional. You know how this process works. You're the one that did the research. Why don't you do it? Isn't that why you pay consultants in the first place? Isn't that why you book a meeting with a tax professional or a business consultant or anything? Is so then they can get you the results, right? In most cases. So why is it that only to the guru market in sovereignty, in this whole truth movement, that you can have 100 consultations and still get nowhere? Besides a really great book reference that I found. So we need to deal with that. And we do it through credit restoration. You see, people don't have money problems, they have credit problems. Come to us with your foreclosures, with your banks, with your credit card debt, with your student loans, with your medical bills, with your repossessions of your vehicle that are on your record. And let's just deal with that. Because as soon as that is removed, which is a very short period of time that we can deal with that, now you're restored of your credit. And now you can get access to funding to where you don't have to stress about working an extra shift at McDonald's or wherever you work, wherever, that doesn't matter where you work, but an extra shift at work. So then you can try to make up to pay for the roof over your head or the food on the table. So see, we're all God's children. We're not meant to suffer. We're here to be in an abundant world that our Creator made as our playground. You see, to be in poverty is a choice. It's a choice. You can get out of it just as easy as you got into it. And you're unlimited. You live in a country where, your sovereignty was exchanged for, your rights were exchanged for benefits. And one of the things that you could do is you could take your rights back and get all the benefits at the same time. And so that's why we focus on that here at Creditor Academy. You can go to creditoracademy.com and fill out our Contact Us form, and a representative will reach out to you, and let's deal with remedy first. Now, the big transaction, which is taxes, how do we get there, Paul Michael? What's the step-by-step, and how does the Academy get me to the finish line? We got to get you through the basics, like we already said, but we also need to get you to become private. If you have been sitting and you have been learning about this movement for a very long time, and maybe went through other organizations and did their paperwork processes and have submitted it, then you need to take action because you're already here. You've learned enough. Now, what do you need to do to get the results? And just like at the Academy, we're part-time knowledge, and the other half is on-the-job training, just like nursing school when I had clinicals. I had to go out. I had to show that what I learned inside the classroom, that I can practice in a real world environment with my patients. So must you. So your instructors, we not only give you the lesson plan through the modules, which is all self-paced, but we also give you the live instructor teaching. We provide you all the templates and the documents. And then we show, like I just showed earlier, the case study on how to use them and in what circumstances and uses. And then if you're just like, Paul Michael, I still feel like I have a very unique and special circumstance. I want to talk to your team. Who do you have available? I have, that's where we go over to my tutors, My tutors are attorneys at law with their master's degree. They're international attorneys at that, but still, nonetheless, they are really great at law. And you know what they all did as a requirement is I said, you have to go through the Academy. So they're very proficient and know in depth the Academy curriculum and what it teaches, and they stay within those confines. So you can ask them to help you, as well as we'll help you with the credit restoration, as well as we'll help you with the step-by-step process, as well as get you access to our amazing community. Our community is growing. Like I said, we were adding about 100 people today. Now it's just spreading like wildfire for people to become members. And we're so excited about that. I mean, I love it. I love it. You guys give me the energy to keep on going. So if you're alone in this journey, your husband doesn't listen to you, your wife doesn't, your friends, your family members, your acquaintances at work, whoever it may be, get into an environment where you can communicate with other like-minded individuals. We're very professional in how we set this up for the community. You have a profile. You have the ability to message one another. There are groups that you can join, as well as different states that we are categorizing people in. You could put your business profile and your professional background so people can see what you are all about. But most importantly, you find your community and your cohort, the people you will be graduating with. The goal to graduation is not only to learn the basics, become private, know how to utilize private entities, but now how to apply that unlimited credit to your private entities. Your private entities, based upon the research and the results that we have gotten so far, assuming that someone is following direction and keeping themselves on task, is around $200,000 on a brand new business trust entity within 60 to 90 days. 60 to 90 days. So with that comes an opportunity not only for you to get access to capital and funding in the private, but to graduate with other like-minded individuals who also have access to their credit as well. This is a huge advantage for you, not only in business, but in to contributing to the vision that you have for yourself or with your peers. A lot of you are in real estate. Oh my gosh, I swear, every time I go into it, I'm like, what are you interested in? What's your vision? Real estate. I want a big house. I was like, okay, well, there's a huge real estate community. We're excited to get you connected with that. And you can do a lot with that access to that level of funding, no doubt. Or maybe you want to start a cupcake shop. I love cupcakes. I've been eating too much. I saw my doctor today and said, you're overweight. And I said, I figured you were going to say that. And I was like, okay, I'm on a computer all day. And he's like, well, you know, walk around the block, I guess. But yeah, so it's whatever it is that you want to invest in yourself is how you get there. Now, there's some people that want to retire. I have a lot of people in their 60s and 70s inside the academy as well. We have that option too. I clearly outlined, hey, you want to settle down with your life. You want to find an ability to make a proper investment with access to your credit, so then you can sit back, get your Social Security check, get access to your credit, live a comfortable life to where, you know, you can live in peace without the burden of bills over your head and how you're going to afford, you know, health care, or how you're going to have, you know, the services that you need for the betterment of your latter years. We deal with that too. Okay. There is everything for young to middle-aged to matured, right? So we're here to show everyone. But in order to accomplish this feat of an academy, it takes a lot of organization. It has taken me 1 year, 1 full year, just to get the team, the modules, the lesson plan, the website, the LMS backend, the whole thing that I've had a vision for this whole year, and finally unroll it out. This is the first time Creditor Academy has ever done memberships, and it only started like 3 weeks ago, maybe 3.5 weeks ago now. So we are now opening up for memberships because now we're ready. Now we're ready. It's been finally organizing it for almost 365 days now. I'm very proud to show it to us. We would like to be the one-stop shop. We would like you to get everything that you need and more at a very serious academy, which we base off of the Montessori model, meaning self-paced, meaning that no student is left behind, you know? And so then when you get to graduation, you feel confident, like, wow, I got to take my time. I got really good instruction. I had plenty of resources to learn. And now I can move on from the movement, right? And now you can go into the bigger objective, which is in your dreams and aspirations. With that being said, we are also, you know, since we're really raising the standard, I want the standard of the community that is around this knowledge base from many other great gurus and organizations. I have so much respect for other organizations. I really do. And right now there's about 7 of them that have thousands of members a part of their organizations. And we're building a one network system together. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. So the same, and what we're doing is, or what I really like about these organizations is that they have the same standard I do. They want to raise the bar and they want the best for you. They really do care. But education is a full-time job. It is a mastery of a subject to have a learner or a student to be able to grasp the information that you're giving to them and somehow give them the information that works with their busy day-to-day life schedule, with balancing work and family and your free time that you have, your few hours of free time on the weekends, and to put this in. So I never wanted to make this an exhausting academy. So we only have 1 quarter for each one of the years. So freshman is only 1 quarter. That's 3 months. Same thing with sophomore, junior, and senior. You could take multiple years at one time, or you can go one at a time. It doesn't matter. It just matters about your time commitment and your schedule. So we're excited about that. So these organizations, basically, I extended an olive branch. I said, let's all have access to the same LMS software platform. It's the best in the world. The University of Washington uses it, University of Pennsylvania, University of California, Davis location, and many other businesses across the country. They're the largest. So let's just go ahead and we can actually share catalogs with one another, being on the same software system. There's over 5,000 capabilities that we have on the software system. And this is why I have such a robust back-end software team of over 16 software developers on the back end, along with instructional designers. So it's a full-time work to make it happen, but we're excited to do it. These people will start making the announcement maybe within the next couple months to 2 months about their association with the Academy. They're already putting their course catalogs together. So then when you come to Creditor Academy, in the coming months, once they're done with their catalog courses, which they've been studying for 20 or 30 years, and they have been teaching their thousands of members and students a part of their organization, it will now be in a very structured format, just like we have here at Creditor Academy, and we are adding it to our catalog. And the same thing for them. The catalog of Creditor Academy is then added to their organization. You see, it's my absolute wish that I could teach everything about this movement, but I can't. I have big visions and aspirations, but it takes a village to make this happen. If you yourself are so passionate about this subject and you have been studying it for years yourself, and you're not a guru, you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't have a following, you don't have anything, but you just have the passion to learn, I'm here to tell you that's all you need. That's really all you need. When I first listened to Patrick Devine, he put the passion within me to want to continue forward his teaching in the modern day. And I did that exact thing. I only came in with a passion and a willingness and a standard that I'm going to adhere myself to build what Creditor Academy is today, which I believe is a really great, top of the line, best course material that we can offer. So I say to you, just like my father told me when I was doing business for the first time, he's like, son, please listen to me, what I have to tell you. He said, why reinvent the wheel when you can copy genius? Why? Just copy it. If you're impressed with this standard that we have done here at Creditor Academy, I'm extending the olive branch to you. Join us. You can have the best LMS system in the world, and you don't have to pay what I paid, that's for sure. You can have access to all my instructional designers. You can have access to courses of catalogs and books on any subject that you want to do. We do the whole front end of the website for you, including the whole back end of the website. We'll share your catalog, which inadvertently gets you views from our hundreds and hundreds of members that are already on our platform. I'm here to tell you there is no greater vision or mission, not Creditor Academy, but the vision of a one network system. That's the end game. If we get a one network system where everybody has the same standard, I believe that we'll bring back the Republic and a lot more people will be free. And we got to get everybody to be free. Everybody. This isn't a we're better than them and they're better than us, or they got this and we got that. We need to all be on the same page. And I think that we can do that. So I'm very excited for these 6 partnerships. Wow. A lot of them are small, they got a couple thousand members and stuff like that. There's other organizations that I've spoken with that have 10 to 15,000 members. Very impressive. They've been doing it for 15, 20 years, but they just are not open to the conversation. They say, Paul Michael, you're so small. You only been in this for a year. You're not going to make it. You're not. It was like, I got my own thing. Why would I change it and go over to you? And that's hard to hear, because I really think that more little fish that go in on the vision that I'm trying to tell you about the one network system will be more of a movement than the most popular channels in this industry. What do you think? Anybody disagree with me? It's fine to disagree with me. I would love to hear people's opinion. Let's go ahead and open it up to questions. Carlos, what do you think? I'm just going to call on you.
I love it, man. It's powerful vision here, powerful structure. I mean, come on, we're all familiar with concentrated, power here with one system here.
Yeah.
It's going to be unique.
I know, and we all got great knowledge. Like me and you have talked, and you give me some nuggets. I love the nuggets you give me, man. I don't claim to know everything.
No, I love sharing that, because I know you don't disregard nuggets of good stuff.
Oh yeah. There's a lot to know, no doubt. Stephen Bell, what do you think about what we're talking about?
You know what? I never thought of it like the whole one, the whole one playing field. My mind does not. I don't have the I guess the understanding of what that is. What that I do know what it means. I don't know what it is. But I remember I told you a while back. I was like, you know what? I'm in the process of even developing another academy. Same thing, but just from more of a spiritual aspect. Because I'm a Christian, obviously, from as far as my faith is concerned. And when I talk to believers about just the basic enforcing your rights, understand what your rights are, right? To me, it's like they'll tell me something like, I think I had one conversation with a pastor. He was like saying, if you die tomorrow, none of that really matters. Yeah, but if you live 90 more years, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know when you're going to die. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, well, if you live to be 100, I hate for you to be 100 and live in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? You could have, it's like, we don't have the timetable said when you're going to die. I think that's not the point. The point is that as like I said, you call it a sovereign capitalist, right?
Yes.
I put a little spin on that. I said, well, I call it a kingdom capitalist, right? Same thing, but it's like I want people to understand that we all were born in the middle of a story we did not write. So sometimes you have to research what happened in the past to know what you should be doing in the present to create a better future. So what you're saying, that's something that's revolutionary, and that's a game changer. Those types of people you want to be a part of, because it doesn't require you understanding everything. It requires you to activate more of that faith part that you should be living by anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I trust that process rather than trusting the process we already seeing right now. How well is that working out for everybody? Folk working 3 or 4 jobs, you know what I mean? Still stuck, you know what I mean? Not getting where they need to get, or where they need to be, or all these gurus come on YouTube and Facebook and tell you about all this. You can have this and you can have that, but really they're really gatekeeping. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, man, like, why not just come together? Why not bring our resources together? Why not just, support one another in this whole endeavor? Because really, all people really want is kind of like almost the same thing. You know what I mean? We want freedom. We want liberty. We want to spend time with your family. We all would like to have that. What does it look like to you? You know, but you need a solid game plan. You need a solid foundation to stand on outside of standing on the trust of the government. And we already see how that's been working out. So it's not really, I would say that would be wise. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you have everything pretty much in place, and it's still kind of like being operated on and being, tweaks and adjustments as we go. But like I said, it's gonna be it's not something that's very beneficial for one person. It's beneficial for everybody. So I have no problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very well said. I love that name, Kingdom Capitalists. Kingdom Capitalists. In part of Sovereignty 101, Stephen, I do talk about some Bible references and stuff like that. But I do not have a fully dedicated course to that. But it's the most. It would be revolutionary, though. It would be so important, and yeah, and I know you do. And, it doesn't take just a good idea for a good course, but it also takes a passionate instructor who wants to teach about the subject to learners who want to digest the information. My friend, it just benefits us both. We just get to expand the catalog. We get to make sure that people get the religious aspect or the spiritual aspect, I should say, of the movement, because it's what the founding fathers hinged the whole Constitution on.
Yeah, the Bible, the Max. I mean, what was the book you said? You said you read the book. Was it Give Us Credit, or was it?
Yeah, it's like
David Robinson.
Yes,
not in that book, but it's another book he came out with called "Claim Your Sovereignty." Right, and basically it's not necessarily dealing with the credit aspect. It's really dealing with what we're talking about now, as far as, okay, where does this come from? Like, I think you said something about how I think they're not going to change certain things about the Constitution, especially when it comes down to credits. They're not changing that. Everything involved, thrives off that. They can change the monetary, the fiat currency, because that's not the root of what runs the world or the country. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to change that. They're never to worry about that. They're not going to change it, because it's backed by the Bible, the maxim, the Constitution. They're not going to change that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it can pervert it. So that's the part we have to be aware of.
Absolutely. Yes. Better words said. No better words said, my friend. Absolutely. Let's go to you. What do you think about what we're saying?
Man, I'm on board. The vision is,
got it.
That's what I try not to miss no classes. The vision is amazing. And I mean, I'm just here with you, eye to eye, I'm on board. And you're talking about sovereignty. It's come to find out, I had a conversation with where I get my mail from, and this guy, he says, yeah, the guy who owns the place, he said that you probably are a sovereign citizen. I said, no, I'm sovereign. I said that, like God is sovereign, we're all sovereign. And he said, oh, I get it. He said, I apologize. I apologize to you if if I said anything. Well, I'm like, well, you didn't know, but now you know.
Yeah.
So teach one, and you teach everybody what you learn, and then they'll understand what you're talking about. And they're getting ready to open up they're getting ready to the city council or somebody, I think it's from the Senate, came by his shop and was talking about this proposition for Texas and THC.org, because it's passed the House, and he was saying that it's about to pass the Senate. And I'm like, he said, we need everybody to get on board, because this might be our last chance to approve the the cannabis or whatever. But I'm like, oh really? I'm like, wow. Well, Texas is way behind, because everybody else is already on board. But I wanted to mention too, Paul Michael, I couldn't say anything yesterday because my darn tablet wasn't working. But I got my feet wet with the 1041, and I went into that 2 days straight. I had to take a power nap, and I had to go back at it. But I had to fill out the 1041, and was a complex. That shit was complex. But I had started doing accounting because I always save all my receipts anyway. I've saved them since 2017. So it was pretty like all okay. All I have to do is now just get everything together by the month and for the whole year and do that. And I went and took my time and I put okay, rent costs such and such and such, time 12 months times 10, and that was that. And then I went down to the next one, the electric times 12 times 10, and I just went down the list, and I'm like, oh, I forgot the credit cards. So I put the credit cards on there.
There's a lot to the document, no doubt.
Yeah, so it was a lot. It was a lot, and but James Dilla, he helped me a little bit as far as telling letting me know, he explained it to me and how I had to go about doing it. He said, you got to do the ledger and then got to do, there's an offset and this, and I'm like, okay, so now I got to figure this out for 4 years. I came up with 7 million. Then I had to times that 4.
A lot of math.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's a lot. It
was a lot. But you know what? I got it done, and I got it, and I sent it off on the mail, and I just felt good about myself. I accomplished something I didn't think I could do, and I did it. It just sometimes you just have to concentrate and just go ahead at it.
That's what it's about. Taking things a day at a time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I definitely am here. I'm here for till the end.
To the end. I love it. I love it. Donald Oliver, let's go to you. What do you think about what we're talking about?
Man, I'm going to label you as PMR, right? You build it, and they will come.
Yeah.
Right? But you're teaching people to wake the hell up, right? To self-govern, take their power back. Right? So you don't know how much power. You don't know how much power is in that, bro.
Wow. That means a lot for you to say, my friend. It's it's definitely a group effort with the amazing people that I have behind me. But there are people that have the same vision that you and I do, and they want to come and join it as well. It's becoming a really fast movement. And I'm excited for our next chapter, Donald. I really am. And really, when you graduate and you got access to your credit, I want us to be working together all the time. I want to work with that's my vision, is to set up the academy, have the one network system. So then when everybody graduates, I can focus on building the vision in the future with you all. And that's the big thing. And then I can just think,
guided, man. You've been guided, so you're blessed.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. God bless you for for being here, my friend. I'm very lucky and fortunate. And for everybody else who's viewing us on YouTube, if you would like to join us at Creditor Academy and see the huge transformation as we go live with our new website tomorrow, you can go to creditoracademy.com and fill out the contact us form, or become a member. Become a member to get access to Sovereignty 101. That's included with your masterclass membership. The community is included with the masterclass membership. You get an instructor, which is included with the masterclass membership. You get the modules and the lesson plans and the videos and 180 hours. So then you can judge for yourself with a very minimal investment. So you can judge for yourself what the standard of Creditor Academy is. So then you can say, hey, you know what? I like what I've seen so far. I'm ready to continue into my sophomore, junior, and senior year, and we'll take it all the way. I hope you do. I'll be very excited to meet you, and I think that we could be a true powerhouse in success. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, joined our private Facebook group, followed us on Rumble, followed us on Twitter or followed us on X, you can get all of that in the media section here on our YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you all next week, Tuesday, for our next live class. But enjoy your weekend and take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody on YouTube. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. And it's the after hours. Okay, I can speak a little bit more freely now.